Hello, word enthusiasts, and welcome back to Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me for another exciting exploration of the English language. Today, we're diving into a word that might evoke memories of summer adventures or outdoor activities. Camp. Camp is an A2 level noun that refers to a place used for temporary shelter, especially when traveling or spending time outdoors. Think of it as a temporary home away from home. Now, let's break down what camp really means. It's basically a location where people can stay temporarily, often in tents or simple buildings. It's frequently associated with activities like hiking, camping trips, or even summer programs for kids. You might hear someone say, "We set up camp by the river," meaning they established a temporary living space there. Or, "The summer camp was a fantastic experience for my children." So, now that we have a solid understanding of the definition, let's explore some synonyms for camp. One synonym is encampment. An encampment suggests a more organized or established camp, often used by military or large groups. For example, the soldiers built an encampment on the hill. Another synonym is base. While base can refer to a permanent headquarters, it can also describe a temporary camp used as a starting point for expeditions. For instance, the climbers established a base camp at the foot of the mountain. A third synonym is retreat. A retreat implies a place of seclusion or refuge, which can be similar to the temporary shelter offered by a camp. You might hear the yoga retreat offered a peaceful escape from the city, which in some contexts could be considered a type of camp. Moving on, let's consider some antonyms, words that have the opposite meaning of camp. One antonym is home. Home is a permanent residence, the place where you live permanently, which is directly opposite to the temporary nature of a camp. For example, after the long trip, it was good to be back home. Another antonym is office. An office is a place of work, typically indoors and not designed for temporary living, contrasting with the outdoor and temporary nature of a camp. You might say, he spends most of his day in his office. A third antonym could be city. A city represents a permanent and established settlement, the opposite of a temporary camp. She moved to the city to pursue her career. Now, let's discuss how you can use camp in your everyday life. If you're planning a weekend trip to the mountains, you could say, "We're going to set up camp near the lake." If you're talking about a summer program for kids, you might mention, "My niece is attending a science camp this summer." Even in a figurative sense, you can use camp to describe a temporary situation. For example, "I'm just camping out in this apartment until I find a permanent place." Here are a few more example sentences and phrases using camp. The scouts learned valuable survival skills at camp. They broke camp early in the morning to continue their journey. The refugee camp provided shelter for displaced families. Let's pitch camp before it gets dark. The music festival had a designated campsite for attendees. Remember, camp is all about temporary shelter and outdoor experiences. It's a place where you can connect with nature, learn new skills, and create lasting memories. So, to recap, camp is an A2 level noun that means a place used for temporary shelter, especially when traveling or spending time outdoors. We explored synonyms like encampment, base, and retreat, as well as antonyms like home, office, and city. We also discussed various ways you can use camp in your daily conversations. Thank you for joining me on this linguistic adventure. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the word camp. Don't forget to subscribe to Hello Word for more exciting explorations of the English language. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. Your support helps others discover the show. Now, I have a challenge for you. Create your own sentence using the word camp and share it in the comments below. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until next time, happy word learning.
Bye.